Lagrange is a family house, and it was my father-in-law's house. We always have the table always open to all our friends, and especially to the young people. Everybody can come and stay and have a room if they want, and I think that's real life. Well, we love it with my husband in any case.
It's a whole tradition. We have the bouillabaisse, we have the soup de poisson, we have many dishes. Each of us, we are three brothers. There's my twin brother, there's Grégoire, Dad, and Mom. Marie Desfleurs, the sister, is playing the piano when we're cooking, so it gives us a bit of inspiration too. But the fact that we're three brothers with a father that that's gonna give us a direction, there's this wiseness. So we analyze our dish. There's some contradiction between each other sometimes. This lifestyle, it's all research. Whatever I do, it's a good example with some friends too. It's I'm myself trying to give of this knowledge, of this lifestyle, of this know-how, of certain refinement. I'm not saying that I'm more refined than someone else. Nobody can say it. We have our refinement. We have our vision, and the bouillabaisse, it's part of it. And this is our father. My father is a certain perfectionist. He has a certain refinement that make us look in a way and can make us steer in a way. And the bouillabaisse is a good representation of it.
The boys have a passion for cooking, and they do it differently. They have different approaches to cooking. Grégoire is a little bit more like me. He's going to follow the recipes, the quantities, and he will know in advance what he's going to do. Stanislas comes in the kitchen, he does not know what he's going to prepare. Then he starts, and then he adds an ingredient, another ingredient, and he feels, yeah, I could try that, and then he tries it, and he gets something. He's talented, so it's good, but he cannot do it again. He has to do it differently.
Something you don't see here in Provence, something you don't see maybe many places, like we're gonna do it, because we all work as a team, as you can see, and we all try to put something more. This countryside of Provence, it's a part of my education that I make my own. For me, what I love is to get the closest as I can from the source, from the roots of what's gonna give then a product. And it's this link that I like. It's putting myself in an environment. When you are in the sea, close to those rocks, you smell the yodish already of the sea. You smell the yod of the sea. When I'm describing those links, which is interesting, is being receptive of the taste of the yod when you're swimming in the sea. If you're able, and if you have the possibility, and to be able to make a dish with it, so you have this connection between the walk you have in the nature, and then you try to follow those smells. You try to follow a balance, to try to get it in the dish and in your mouth. And there's a complexity which is gonna make, it's a journey.
The recipe of the bouillabaisse, it's a simple recipe. Days before the bouillabaisse, you have to order the fish. It's not very easy to find the fish. Sometimes they don't have the fish. You have to look around, go after every fish store in order to get the fish you need.
We're in Carreau. Carreau, it's a small harbor where you still have some small boats, like those typical boats called pointus. It's a fisherman boat, and there's still fishermen fishing from this harbor. There is less and less fishermen and less of fish. So now the hard part of the bouillabaisse is to find the fish. there's not so much fish. There's nothing. But that happens, you know. This is the part of the game. The boat coming. They are very good fish. And, for the bouillabaisse, we need a different type of fish, like a more deep water fish. You can eat some lamb. They're very good lamb too in the region. Here in Mediterranean, we have the best bluefin tuna. My brother on his side is also looking for some fish, so we're gonna maybe buy the fish for this afternoon. Part of the fish market, you buy what you find and you feel your inspiration. So tonight we're gonna have a special dinner, but tomorrow night I'm gonna wait for my brother to come to see the fish he's gonna bring back home. Yeah, we bought everything. My mom she's not gonna be happy with it. We bought every kind of fish, but not the fish for the bouillabaisse.
We always cook at home, even from my family and my mother-in-law as well. So we always cooked with my children, and now they cook themselves, the boys, certainly. The bouillabaisse we cook twice a year. After next year, I hope Stanislas, Géraud and Grégoire, maybe Marie Desfleurs will do more than we do.
Thinking about the quantity of fish, of each fish we're going to put, the proportion. And we are missing some of chapon. Chapon is the king of the fish of the bouillabaisse, which gives the taste to the bouillon. So we might have to go buy some more chapon, because we saw this morning there were not a lot of chapon. So this is the Saint-Pierre.
Jesus Christ took the fish like this, so you have this dot here and the same on the other side. Those are the fingers of Jesus Christ.
So it's a saint fish. So that's why it's very good.
That's why it's called Saint-Pierre.
And now we're looking at the balance, like what's the weight of the baudroie. The baudroie is a kind of a cod fish that we fish here in Mediterranean. It's a cattle fish because I believe he has a head of a cattle. So the weight, the proportion of the weight per fish is pretty important to have a good ratio of fishes. So you have baudroie, Saint-Pierre, and chapon. And we're waiting for the fiela. Fiela is the last fish of the bouillabaisse. The four main fish. Then you can put, some people put every kind of fish. You don't have to put only those type of fish. But for the pure identity of the bouillabaisse, those one are the four kingfish of the bouillabaisse. So this is the fiela. Ça la vista.
But we put the fiela for the taste, for the smell in the bouillabaisse.
There's a strong smell. C'est du poisson frais. The fresh fish doesn't smell. This is a joke, you know. Like. We have to take the body, so we're gonna cut it around here and around here.
We take the belly part of it.
We keep the belly part because it's what's the best part.
Tension? Well,
Maman, vas-y, apparemment ça c'est un problème pour toi, alors vas-y. Pourquoi tu vas pas, toi? Parce que je suis occupée. Ah bah voilà, t'es occupée, bah vas-y alors.
I start to be okay, and then I said, now you stop. That's all I said.
Il y a les problèmes des uns et les problèmes des autres.
Now you do this or you do this. And I try to make them on the nice road.
The bouillabaisse is made by an emulsion. So one of the facts that are really important to take care of. Now we're gonna prepare the fish. So we take out all those spines. And those parts are dangerous, so we have to take them out. Voila. The worst one is this one. This one there is very, very strong and it's very poisonous. How to see when a fish is very fresh? Here we can look at the eye. If the eye is very clear and very shining, it's very good. If you have this gelatin of the skin, all the skin is very shiny, it's a proof of freshness. And also this inside, when it's very red, when the red is very shiny, it's a sign of freshness. So the bouillon is going to be made only with the fish. Some people put small fish, they prepare stock before. But when we prepare stock with other kind of fish before, you don't have the real taste of the bouillabaisse. The taste of the bouillabaisse is the fish that's making the bouillon, and it's not the bouillon that makes the fish. It's very important to take out everything because this in the bouillon is very bad. As soon as you take out the scales and you clean the fish doesn't stay as fresh, and the freshness of the fish goes out very fast. That's why we always buy it with the scales and with everything inside. And what is also very important, this emulsion stays 22 minutes. After 22 minutes, the bouillon breaks. This emulsion breaks out. So depending on the weight of the fish, we're gonna put some before, some after in the bouillon and then we're gonna take them out in one time to be able to stop the cooking.
The bouillabaisse is an ancestral recipe of Marseille. The fishermen used to make a bouillabaisse with the fish that they had not sold. So they would put every fish they get and they make a soup with it. That was the origin of the bouillabaisse. But then the bouillabaisse evolved in becoming more sophisticated, and only certain type of fish go in the bouillabaisse. You don't put any fish. So that's the bouillabaisse today is done with chapon or rascasse. The big rascasse is a chapon, and other fish from the rocks. I was frustrated when I would go and eat bouillabaisse outside, and I would not brew the bouillabaisse myself, so I had to go and eat it at the restaurants or at friends. But those bouillabaisse not satisfactory for me, and I decided I would try to make a bouillabaisse the way I believe it should be. About 20 years ago, I started to try bouillabaisse after meeting people who were making bouillabaisse. Everybody has the right recipe and no one has the same. So I thought it was right to boil the fish in water, not in a fish soup. So I started the first bouillabaisse and I write everything in an Excel sheet. And after the bouillabaisse, I listened to the critics and my own critics because I had a lot of critics at my first bouillabaisse. And after 4 or 5 times, I had succeeded at achieving what I felt was good for me. And so I'm happy to share my bouillabaisse with my friends, but I do my bouillabaisse for myself first. I am my first client. Is grinding the saffron.
Ah, voila, papa. This is a fresh, dry fennel.
Yeah, that really smells good.
So making a zest, you take out only the skin of the orange. You never put the white inside because the white is bitter, it's not very good. Normally we should dry it, but when you dry it, it's very good also. We're gonna mix. Very important, the marinade, to do it before, like the night before, because you want the marinade to be able to, the flavors to go inside the meat of the fish. So we're gonna marinate it, like we're gonna put the spice, and if we want to with the saffron, the marinade to get well inside the meat, we have to take out this layer as much as we can. If you like to paint and to cook, well, this is a perfect dish for you. And it's nice to put olive oil also because it helps the saffron to color the fish. The fish is beautiful. It's gonna sleep for a night with all this marinade. It's gonna take the taste of the saffron. And we have to put it in the cold, in the fridge, of course. So it's finished for today.
So the bouillabaisse is, the story of in the south of France, and but it's a lot of fish, and it's a fish from the Mediterranean Sea, and we love to do that for our friends, and they enjoy it. So today we are 55, and all the friends of the children helped, everybody helped, and that's the life, I think.
Okay, so now we're going to make the rouille. The rouille is a garlic cream. It's an emulsion of crushed garlic that we're going to crush with this. A little bit of water and olive oil. We don't put egg in it. We'll keep on crushing it until it becomes a cream so that we can break all the molecules, which will help us to actually make the emulsion happen with no egg. But if you don't, it doesn't work.
Only one can speak, you know.
Yeah, the other one is working out.
My brother Grégoire, well, he's the first one. He's the tallest brother. He's the older one, so he has a very arithmetic way to cook. He had now sometimes he sees that. But with my twin brother, we have some different kind of creativity. Where we always try, and when we were younger, we were always trying to add something more of the dish of Grégoire, for example. And sometimes we're shouting in the kitchen. Like, I think we also fought a few times because of adding too much salt or too much pepper. And but now we have a tendency. We say we are becoming older. We're still young, but we're becoming older, and we're becoming wiser in a certain way, and to a certain extent, as we have already tried our limits, we try to bring it a bit more. Now we have a better frame, better understanding of all those flavors.
Now we have an emulsion with only the garlic paste and the olive oil, which is and a little secret, which is here, but that's our secret.
We have a lot of secrets.
And as you see, it's exactly like a mayonnaise, except
There's no yellow of the egg.
There's no egg.
And this is an emulsion. The emulsion is what? It's a mix of water and oil. Now we take better decision. We have a better spectrum of taste in our mind, and we have different way to see things also because. We have different passion. Grégoire is more maybe stays on cooking. Me, I like to discuss with the producer, for example, what if a food to understand the meaning. Like that is making a bouillabaisse, and behind the bouillabaisse there's a lot of research. And in France, there's a lot of people like that gonna try to think the best details, the best product. Why we gonna push so much the details? And what I love is the story behind the product. Is getting to this best product to the people.
it's a show. At the same time, the bouillabaisse is a show. It's not only cooking, it's not only eating, it's a show. I have a table where I arrange all the fish before it goes in the pot, and it's a demonstration. It's wonderful. I love fish. I love to see the fish, I love to eat the fish, and that's how I am in bouillabaisse.
So this is a very old wine that we got from the family. Some very amazing wine like Chateau Cheval Blanc. The etiquettes are very old, but you can see a Cheval Blanc over there. Here too. Amazing wine. It's a 74. It's very good too. It's a Du Cru Beau Caillou. The temperature is amazing because it doesn't change. Georges Chambertin. It's a very good wine with the hand. Some Romanée Conti. We have some Monopole, Romanée Conti 33. Latache 35. Here we also have a Chateau Angélus, Chateau Canon, it's amazing. Here we have a Cheval Blanc. It's very old. We don't drink old wine like we drink young wines. The onions production is a caramel of onions, and it's the base for the bouillabaisse. So we pre-cooked it. So we put it. This is gonna be the olive oil of the marinade plus the onions. Voilà, with the fennel.
I use 4 gas fires that I put under my pot, and it has to boil very, very strongly in order to make the emulsion. The other thing was that the fish, it has to be pink at the bone. It's a very precise time, within 1 minute. When it boils, we put the hard fish, then we put softer fish as it goes, so that every fish will have a different time, and all the fish will have the right time for them when you stop cooking.
So there's 50 kilos of fish at all the different size, and all those fish have to be perfectly cooked. This is a process with details, and there's a kind of a metronome. There's a kind of a chef d'orchestre, chief of orchestra, which is Dad, that's gonna follow timing, a precise timing, because like he did it since 25 years. Every time your creativity, you're unconscious by the fact that we did it since we were kids. We're always thinking about small details like that for people, for friends that are gonna come, to try always to touch and to be close to the perfection.
When you turn off the fire, your fish is in the pot with the water, and it continues to cook. And then it's overdone. So I decided I would build a basket that goes well inside my pot. And so when I turn off the fire, I pull all the fish out at the same time. And so every fish its own time of cooking. Presentation is very important. When we do that for 50 people or more, we make this long table in front of the house, and it's spectacular. And we love it, so we do it well.
The bouillabaisse was amazing. Like, he ended perfectly. We were very scared at a certain point that some details were not gonna be taken care of. there's always a certain tension when you cook something like that for many people. There's a lot of quantities. We are now in Camargue, hunting ducks 1 hour ago from Aix-en-Provence. So today I have a picnic, so I've made a homemade ratatouille. We'll learn next time how to cook our ratatouille. So there's tomatoes, zucchini. So the duck is coming. It's a very good ratatouille. So tomato, zucchini, eggplant, cooked for many hours. Red pepper. Delicious. Yeah, so being part of this nature, being part of this lifestyle of Provence, it's not just about ratatouille or bouillabaisse. The bouillabaisse was amazing. All this occasion that we received, it's a mix.